Big Batty Galdem only. If you're not a Big Batty Galdem, click off the video. What is up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today it's your boy StraightUpHippo back, bringing you memes, beams. I don't know where I was going with that joke, if you want me to be completely honest with you, so I'm going to stop being cringe. And we're actually going to get into the main portion of today's video. So as you guys know, I made a video talking about Night Runners. In my opinion, it's the coolest indie game which is going to be coming out for the foreseeable future, really. There's a few ones that I'm looking forward to, but I think Night Runners is really at the top of my list. One that has also sparked interest. I'm not going to say I'm quite as excited for this as Night Runners for a few specific reasons, but one of the games that actually caught my attention, it was over this past weekend, is CarX Street. Now I want to say a big thank you to Tariq. He basically tweeted this. He's a member of the community. He's just chilling. He's just a guy. He had a VW, flamingos, and this tweet kind of went low-key viral, at least in the racing community. And yeah, it was just basically a bunch of pictures of CarX Street, so I wanted to see if I could get any more information on the topic. It's a pretty cool looking game. It's very, very Tokyo Nights inspired, and I'm really happy to see that so many different racing games are, well, at least in the indie scene anyway, are kind of taking inspiration from that, because it's about time we get some good games that came from Japan. Before we go ahead and get into this video, make sure to go ahead and subscribe if you like racing games, you like being a gamer. So at the moment, it's literally pretty much just been announced. As you can see at the bottom here, it says the 5th of November is when the planned release is. That's 8 months time. And then if we go over here, we can see there's like different factions. If we can scroll along, canyon route. Obviously this is all concept art, but I still think it looks really cool as a concept anyway. It pretty much looks like Need for Speed 2015 and a little bit of carbon here and there. It basically looks like the classic Need for Speed games, but set in a kind of Japan-y area. Now we're going to look a little bit more in depth in the screenshots in a minute, because it might allude to some things which actually could be quite important to the game. But firstly, I just wanted to read the kind of description of what the game's going to be about and what we can expect in CarX Street. Get behind the wheel and explore the large city and its surroundings, from busy city streets to spiral mountain roads and mesmerizing coastal highways. Drift, speed, traffic, be the best, and challenge other players in real network races. So pretty basic, pretty simple. Basically confirmed the 3 areas that we're going to be exploring in the game, and they have released a few screenshots relating to those areas, which we're going to show you in a minute. And we can actually see down here, they've already released some stuff with the Harbour District and the Industrial Park. Really cool screenshots. Very, very much tends itself for drifting. That's kind of what this brand of game really came upon. Started off as a mobile game, and it's basically been improving over the time. The reason why I'm a little bit cautious about this whole thing is basically because I actually played the original CarX Drift before it got a lot of updates right at the beginning. I wasn't best pleased. I will be first here to admit I was definitely too harsh on the game. It was a few years ago now, so yeah, a lot has changed in a few years. I do think I was a little bit overall harsh with the game, but it just wasn't polished around the sides. There was a lot missing. Even though it was an indie game, I still don't think that's a reason for games to be unpolished and be, you know, a little bit broken, similar to Need for Speed Heat in a lot of ways. From my experience with CarX Drift, that was definitely the case. You know, things like the controllers wouldn't work in the menus, repetitive, boring gameplay. I guess for £7, you can't really be annoyed at the time anyway. But that's the reason why I'm a little bit cautious with this, is because CarX Drift, for me anyway, when I played it, wasn't a fantastic game. I have heard from multiple people that CarX Drift has got better since then. There was some gameplay here that was in that kind of Twitter thread. It looks better. Like, it just looks better to me. It looks like there's more on-screen UI elements. But I can't really judge that too much because I haven't played it myself. But I'm going to take their word for it that it has got better. And I'm pretty sure, 100%, it looks better in this screenshot. So I'm just going to take their word for it that the game has got better over time, and that CarX Drift is now a little bit more reliable than they were in the past. We can see these cars probably won't be licensed. I don't remember them being licensed in the first game. I get it, you've got to cut costs if you're an indie developer, so you know you're just going to use models. That's completely fine. Probably not from a legal perspective. We're going to carry on along here. R32, another car, GT86, we can see Evo in the background, more canyon roads I showed you a minute ago. R34, and if you look really closely, pretty much everything about that car has been customized. Front bumpers, the front lights, the hood stickers. You can even see the angle kits, the red little angle kits, and the neon. a lot of things going on in that screenshot, in that concept screenshot. We go in here, we can see it's not just JDM cars. We've got the Mustang in the middle, and we've got the Charger at the back. And that's another screenshot of the garage. Again, really cool seeing that the car is being completely like stripped down. I have no clue what that could be. Looks like some type of Nissan, maybe a Silvia Skyline, I don't know. It's literally been completely dismantled. But it does have an engine in, so maybe engine swaps might be in this game, who knows? As we keep scrolling along, we can see more screenshots of the dense open world. It looks very similar to the C1 Loop. The inner city, which gives me heavy Underground 1 vibes. And then the final screenshot with the R34 with all the parts off and on and lug nuts and engines dangling, and yeah, it looks like a pretty cool game. I don't know if I'm necessarily expecting much, but I'm definitely going to give it a go. It's not coming out until November, so hopefully, devs, if you're watching this, get me in touch. It would be really cool to go ahead and try whatever you have, you know, available to show off. It looks like a pretty cool game, something I can definitely get down for. Indie games are really where it's at right now. I'm still going to sit here and say that Night Runners is the one that I'm looking most forward to, so I'll link that video down in the description if you haven't already seen it already. But CarX Street is another one to look out for, so yeah, look out for it. That's been it from me. I'll see you guys next one. Stay safe and peace.